anticipated series has lived up to its billing without any disappointment. The pitching has delivered from both clubhouses. Rotation through bullpen, the battles and chess moves have led to late-inning dramatics. Big at-bats and key hits have allowed these divisional sparring partners to earn a split for the first two games. The 47-year-old makes his final start before the break and headlines the rubber match next. The objective at the start of this series for the Phillies was to finish up Game 3 in better position than they were in the standings when this three-game set got underway. They can do that tonight in front of a sold-out crowd here at Citizens Bank Park. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Chris Wheeler. Gary Matthews will be along a little later on. Well, 47-year-old Jamie Moyer has been a revelation for the Phillies this year. In fact, Wheels, tonight, he is going for 10 wins for the 16th time in his major league career.
He's been tremendous, Tom, and he's pitched very well against the Atlanta Braves this year. In fact, back in April, he pitched a terrific game down there, gave up 2 unearned runs, and then was even better when the Braves came to Philadelphia a couple weeks later. He pitched a complete game shutout here. No walks and 5 strikeouts. It was really a preview of what was to come the rest of the summer so far, because he has been so good, as you just said. He had tremendous stuff that night. Now, the Braves were a team really struggling at that time. That was about the time they were ready to put it together and do what they have done now. But Jamie just put them away that night and was tremendous. Now, this is, as you said, he's 9-7 going into the All-Star break. Hopefully, he'll be 10-7. His earned run average now at 4.13. Last year, a lot higher, 5.99. One of the reasons we talk about it all the time, he is under hits per innings pitch, which is amazing when you think about it. And also, he doesn't walk that many batters. So he has just been terrific.
Yeah, he has been dazzling. In fact, twice this year, the Phillies have been shut out, once 2-0, once 1-0, when Jamie Moyer was on the mound. All right, the Atlanta Braves, they've been really good this year. And one of the big reasons why, their bullpen is outstanding.
Oh, their bullpen's tremendous. You know, their starting pitching is very, very good, and then Bobby Cox loves to mix and match with his bullpen. Fewest losses right there. They had a chance to lose in the bullpen last night, didn't. Look at the earned run average. The thing that I really notice and jumps out at is strikeouts. Second in the league in strikeouts. When you have strikeouts in your bullpen, nothing happens. When they come in late in the game, and they did it last night, they got some key strikeouts. That is one of the most important things a bullpen can have, and they have it.
And the bullpen also has 18 victories this year, which is most in the National League. So it's the final game of a 3-game series between the Phils and the Atlanta Braves. It'll be Jamie Moyer on the hill for the Phils, and Chris Medlin will take the baseball for the Braves. Pretty good record for Medlin. Well, for Jamie Moyer and the Phils, they're contemplating their future as we get closer to the All-Star break. Phillies baseball. two teams will face each other. Braves will have an off day tomorrow. Then they play the Mets up in New York. The Phillies, meanwhile, welcome in the Cincinnati Reds. And everybody's trying to do their thing to stay cool on a day like this and a night like this here at the ballpark. And another sold-out crowd expected here at Citizens Bank Park. And this is where the Phillies stand. The same spot that they stood on Monday at the beginning of this series. A win tonight, though, would mean that they would go into tomorrow's series against the Reds 4 games back with a chance to cut that lead or deficit to 3.5 games because the Braves are off tomorrow night. Jamie Moyer taking the mound, getting set for his 17th start of the season. Let's take a look at the Braves lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast. Leading it off at second base, Martin Prado. Omar Infante, the right fielder, bats second. Chipper Jones hits third, followed by Troy Gloss at first base. Brian McCann is the 5th hitter. Matt Diaz bats 6th. He's in left field. Hitting 7th is the shortstop, Yunel Escobar. Melky Cabrera, the center fielder, bats 8th. And batting 9th at pitching is Chris Medlin. And again, they will face 47-year-old Jamie Moyer, who has won his last 3 starts wheels against the Braves, and he has been really good against Atlanta.
Yeah, he sure has, Tom. You know, he's worked his pitches, and Jamie throws so many different kinds of pitches. And you watch his starts, left-handed hitters just 176 against. You watch his starts, sometimes it comes down to the home plate umpire a little bit, and of course, it always comes down to him hitting his spots. And lately, really outside of that game in Boston, he has hit his spots really well lately. The Braves can be one of 2 types of teams. They can be very aggressive or they can wait. So we'll see what they do here tonight. Here's a scouting report from Southwest Airlines. You said he's pitched well against them. Here at Citizens Bank Park, that's his record. Good earned run average, and the opponent's hitting just 176 against him here.
And those numbers include the start against the Toronto Blue Jays, where the Phillies were technically the visitors, but the game was played here at Citizens Bank Park, so it is to the line of his home statistics. That is according to Elias. So here we go. We get set for the final game of this 3-game series between the Phils and the Braves. Elias is the official statistician of Major League Baseball, and by rule, they said that anytime a home team plays a game in their facility, whether they're the road team like the Phillies were against the Blue Jays or the home team, the statistics for the individual players will be considered home game statistics. And that's why Jamie has 1 extra win. So Martin Prado leads things off for the Braves. Prado is 2 for 9 in the series, overall hitting .332, which is best in the National League. And he's trying to get himself comfortable. You saw what he's done lifetime against Jamie Moyer. He's got good numbers against Jamie, hitting .364 against him. And we're underway. The first pitch is on the outside corner. And it's no balls and 1 strike. See Prado with 118 hits. He and Ralph Garr, the only Braves to get 100 hits in the first half of the season. Garr did it twice.
Yeah, one of the answers to our trivia question last night. And Ralph Garr won the batting title in 1974. Called him the Road Runner. He could fly.
In the air to left field. Ibanez going back to the warning track, to the wall, and the Braves have a 1-0 lead. 9th home run of the season for Prado. And man, has he done damage this season.
Everybody. Talk about a guy who deserves to be an all-star. Watching BP here this afternoon. There's some wind to left tonight. You know, there hasn't been much wind lately because it's been so hot and muggy, but there is some wind to left field, and the ball will carry to left and left center a little bit tonight. I think he tried to throw a cutter that he didn't get in. See, it's towards the middle of the plate, actually, where he could get his arms out, got it up in the air, and out she goes.
Well, here's Omar Infante, and he takes a pitch low. It's 1 ball and no strike. So for the 3rd straight game, the Braves have taken a 1-0 lead here in the first. Phillies erased that 1-0 deficit in game 1. Well, they did it really in game 2 also, but the Braves won game 2 in extra innings. Two and 1 the count to Infante. That leadoff home run by Prado is his 3rd career leadoff homer. Jimmy Rollins has 34 leadoff home runs for his career. Slowly hit up the 3rd base line. That'll go foul, and it's 2-2. Last outing for Jamie, he went 6 innings. He allowed just 2 runs and had 8 strikeouts. Phillies wound up losing that game 2-0. In fact, Jamie has had a couple of outings this year where the Phillies have just not scored runs for him. He has a 2-0 loss and a 1-0 loss, which, you know, think about Jamie Moyer and you think about the fact that there are times where he'll give up some runs. It's difficult to accept that you can't score more than 2 runs or 1 run in a game.
Well, they have had a lot of games this year where they just don't score. And last night was crazy. 3 hits in 11 innings. On a night when it was flying around here.
On the outside corner, caught, strike 3.
Scott Barry has a little bit of an outside corner tonight, or off the corner a little bit, at least for right-handed hitters. Saw it with the first pitch to Prado, that one there. And Jamie Moyer will take advantage of that. See, that pitch is probably off the plate a little bit. And there's a lot of umpires that do not call that pitch a strike because it's a little wide, probably. But in this case with Jamie, if he keeps doing that, that's good.
That'll bring Chipper Jones to the plate with 1 away here at the top of the first. Jones out in front of that off-speed pitch, and it's 0-1.
It doesn't mean he won't pitch inside, because he does, but if he knows he can go out there a little bit like that, he'll try to go out there for outs more than he would if he knows he's not getting that.
See Sardina setting up outside, and he goes to the outside part of the plate, and it's 0-2. Chipper Jones, the last time Jamie Moyer faced the Braves when he had that 2-hit shutout, said Jamie just carved us up tonight. I mean, the guy's 87 years old and he's still pitching for a reason. And he stays off the barrel of the bat better than most pitchers. That's why he was so effective in that game, according to Chipper Jones. 1-2 the count to him. He's off and it's 2-2.
See how much he's at going outside right now early in this game, because he recognizes what Barry's doing. Now, you know, these pitchers are too far outside.
Off the end of the bat. Another changeup to Jones. And it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Jamie really likes to throw the cutter into right-handed hitters and has been very effective with it. He missed with Prado and got hurt. But he has Chipper really aware of a way, and he might try to bust him inside.
Sardina sets up outside. And that just missed.
He's trying to make the most of it right now.
In the air to center field, not deep. Victorino took a step back. Now he comes charging in, and he puts it away for the second out. 2 outs here at the top of the first. Again, that was a pretty good pitch to Chipper. He had him off balance.
Like a little cutter, and he caught the outside corner. I think Chipper at the last second decided he better swing because it was close, and it came back over the outside part of the plate or close to it.
So Jones is retired, and with 2 outs, it brings Troy Gloss to the plate. Gloss 1 for 4 in the series. He didn't play in the first game. He played last night. And a swing and a miss. There are guys that have really good numbers against Jamie during their careers, and a lot of at-bats. Troy Gloss has 60 at-bats. And of those 60 at-bats, he's hit 5 home runs against him. Hit hard but foul, and it's 0-2.
They'll play Greg Dobbs over near the line a lot on these right-handed hitters, like it's late in the game, because Jamie will pitch inside with that cutter so much. And you can see he's well over near the line. There he goes in there, trying to get inside on a right-handed batter. Jimmy Rollins is also well over in his shortstop position, and a lot of room up the middle for a guy like Gloss to hit it there.
Swing and a miss. He got him. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Jamie Moyer. Martin Prado, though, leads the game off with a solo home run. And for the 3rd consecutive night, the Braves take a 1-0 lead into the bottom of the first. second baseman. Dane Sardina catches again tonight. He'll bat 8th, and batting 9th and pitching, of course, is Jamie. And they will face right-hander Chris Medlin, a 24-year-old who's making his 11th start of the year. And Wills, the Braves are 9-1 in his 10 starts so far.
They sure are, Tom. He's pitched very well. He's a short right-hander who pitches with fastball changeup for the most part. He'll use his breaking ball, but he has a good fastball and a tremendous changeup. See Southwest Airlines scouting report, and the Braves, as Tom mentioned, are 9-1 in his starts, and he is 4-0 with a 3.19 earned run average. Left-handed hitters just 223, and why? Because he has a great changeup.
So Jimmy Rollins will lead it off. Jimmy 0 for 8 this year against the Braves. And 0 for his last 12, and he sends one in the air deep to right field. And Infante going back to the warning track to the wall, and it's off the top of the wall. Jimmy quickly to second, and he'll stop there. A leadoff double for J-Roll. It's his 7th of the year. Man, he missed a leadoff home run by, what, 2 feet?
Yeah, he thought it was out, too. I think everybody did. The wind knocked it down a little bit because, as I mentioned, there's wind from right to left tonight. And it's been so still here. It starts him with a first ball fastball. This ball looks like it's out, and then it hits a padding right there on the top of the wall. Boink. And comes back, and a nice job by the center fielder, Melky Cabrera, to back that play up, or it would have been a triple. And you see right on the padding at the base of the fence, and that made it come back, you know, kind of quietly because the padding calms it down a little bit.
So here's Shane Victorino with a runner at second and nobody out. Shane bunts back toward the mound. Medlin looks at second, fires to first, and Victorino's retired. I don't know. I don't think Jimmy thought he could get to third because Medlin got off the mound so quick.
That's exactly what it was. And, you know, he had to read Chipper Jones, but, you know, a lot of times in the first inning, they're not going to third base because if you go to third and you don't, it's not 100%, you set up a big inning. Let's see what happens here. Now, where's Chipper? See where he is. I mean, Medlin just looked back to second.
I think if Jimmy was halfway, he may have gone to third.
I think he thinks he should be at third.
Yeah. Well, here's Ibanez with one out here in the bottom of the first. And Raul takes a pitch on the inside corner. It's 0-1.
And Victorino's just bunting on his own there, trying to get him over and get the game tied quickly, if you can do it then. And, you know, it's kind of symptomatic of the way things have been going. They just haven't been playing very well. You know, he did the right thing there. Did Victorino. Now, was it a good bunt? No, not necessarily. But I think it was probably good enough to get Jimmy over if he recognized that thing was on the ground right away. Because my point is, if you throw to third, you better make sure he's out by 20 feet in the first inning, because then you got first and third, nobody out in the heart of the order coming up in the first inning.
Jimmy broke, and the pitch is in the dirt, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. He broke and then stopped. That may go to what you were talking about, Wheels, that he thinks he should be a third, and he's going to try to get there if he can.
I don't know that he could have had a triple on that ball either, because that thing came back so fast. That's actually plywood out there with the green on top of it, but it didn't come back real fast.
Jimmy breaks again, and Medlin spins just to chase him back to the bag. Escobar is in the neighborhood.
Well, this guy throws so many changeups, and he's already thrown 2, and that's a great pitch to run on if you can guess right. But you know, you can't make that out there because you're already in scoring position.
Outside, 3-1 to Ibanez.
Another changeup. Talked to Don Sutton about Medlin before the game, and he says he's got one of the best changeups he's seen, and he says it's Andy Messersmith-like.
Wow.
And that is really something to say that.
Well, BloombergSports.com, they have some great things that fans can look up. And one of the things you can look up, Chris Medlin's percentage of fastballs, changeups, and curves.
The fastball changeup pitcher. There it is. I mean, that's what's so great about that stuff is, you know, that just backs up what you think you see from this guy and what the scouting reports are on.
65% of the time he's throwing the fastball. 3-1 the count to Ibanez. Down low, ball 4. And the Phillies have 2 aboard here in the first. The fastball came in at 90 to Ibanez. Let's see if the Phillies can cash in with 4 and 5 due up against Medley.
Phillies had a game against this guy earlier this year, which was unbelievable to watch. He gave up, 9 hits in 4 1/3 innings, and they scored a run off.
1 run
on a Saturday afternoon. 1 run.
Now, Ryan has not hit a lot of home runs lately, but he is driving in runs. You see that 29 RBIs in his last 27 home games. He's gone 10 games without a home run, which is a long stretch for Ryan. He's had a couple of stretches this year that have been a little longer.
Boy, his Diaz deep and left.
And Ryan takes a fastball a little low, and it's 1-0.
Look at it. Any ball hitting left field, Sam Perlazo has a gimme with Jimmy Rollins. I mean, unless it's a bullet, that looks like he's going to catch it in the air or something like that.
Escobar is shaded toward the middle, but he's still on the shortstop side of second. On the inside corner, and Scott Barry's been giving Medlin that pitch, and it's 1-1.
That's a little tailing fastball. He's starting it at him, trying to run it over the plate. Great pitch to throw to a left-handed hitter.
Ryan's career numbers against the Braves: 33 home runs. That's like a season right there. 92 RBIs. And a changeup swung on and missed, and it is a good one.
Oh, it's real good.
The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Leroy Price of Summers Point, New Jersey. If the Phillies hit a home run in tonight's ball game, then Leroy will win $100.
They like separation. Baseball people like separation. 8-10 miles per hour, and his is like 10.
And the same action, motion-wise, arm angle as the fastball.
Has to be a good one.
And a swing and a miss, and Ryan's down on strikes. 2 away.
And he'll throw that once in a while, too. He showed in the Bloomberg graphic that he will throw his curveball, too. But that's his 3rd pitch, and he doesn't throw it that often. He rolls one out right there, and there it is. So he's fastball, changeup, curveball, and gets it.
So still the Phillies have a runner in scoring position. Now 2 outs as Ryan takes a seat. And he'll watch Jason Worth dig in to try to get this run home. Jason has struggled lately. We talked about Ryan not homering in his last 10 games. Well, Jason's gone 12 games without a home run, and he has just 1 RBI in his last 10, as you saw. 2 aboard, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. And that one's a strike on the inside corner.
Well, just like that game Medlin started in Philadelphia here last time at Citizens Bank Park, base runners, and they just weren't able to do anything. He didn't walk anybody in that game, but he did give up 9 hits. I think 7 or 8 of them were singles.
Well, he's gotten 13 innings now. He's allowed 2 earned runs over 2 starts. Inside, that hit him. Got the front of his jersey, and Jason will take his spot at first. So the bases are loaded for Greg Dobbs. Well, we talked about this the other day, that Milt Thompson and Jason Worth had been working with Raul Ibanez a few steps in front of home plate. Just a little soft toss, just trying to get him to stay in. And you see how, Raul and Jason are chatting right there. And you see the screen, which forces him to kind of stay in and just follow that ball the whole way.
You see what he's demonstrating there is just loading up.
They were doing that a couple of days ago on Monday before the ball game. Here's Dobbs with the bases loaded and 2 outs. And Greg out in front of a changeup, and it's 0-1.
Another thing that Don Sutton was saying about Medlin is forget trying to figure out when he's going to throw that thing. He'll throw it any time, any count, because he has such confidence. And there he goes on the first pitch with the bases loaded, figuring Greg Dobbs, and correctly so, is going to swing at a fastball. There's the Hall of Famer, Don Sutton. Always great to talk pitching with him. He was good.
Chopper foul. Dobbs is in the hole. No balls at 2 strikes. So Greg with 1 career grand slam. It came against the Mets a few years ago. Good numbers, though, with the bases loaded. Phillies just looking for a base hit because a base hit could score 2. It'll definitely score 1. With Ibanez at second, behind Jimmy Rollins, who's over at third, and Jason Worth, who's at first.
They just moved the outfielders 2 or 3 steps the opposite direction now because he's behind in the count.
And the 0-2, a little flare out towards shortstop. Escobar's got it, and the side is retired. For the Phillies, no runs, 1 hit. They strand the bases loaded here in the bottom of the first. We go to the second. It's the Braves 1 and the Phillies nothing. For the 34th and final player for each league's roster. Go to Phillies.com. Cast your All-Star Game final vote for the final 2 All-Stars for the game in Anaheim. Vote at Phillies.com. It'll be tomorrow that the final votes will be tallied. I think Joey Votto was leading in the National League, and Nick Swisher was back in the lead last time I checked, which was a couple hours ago, in the American League. Now, that American League one keeps on changing, so we'll see. Brian McCann leads it off here in the top of the second. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike to McCann, who is 9 for 25 against Moyer in his career.
Phillies fans are going to get a good look at Joey Votto starting tomorrow night. 4 games here.
All the Reds were wearing T-shirts the last couple of days, including Joey Votto, saying, "Vote for Votto."
A vote for Votto, huh? Well, he deserves it.
A changeup and a cue shot up the third base line. What did Jamie just say?
I couldn't hear what he said, but I was just watching McCann. First, he didn't know where it was. And then I think he's thinking, how did I even hit that? What did I hit that with? Very end. He looked at the bat to see if he'd splintered the end of it.
I think Jamie yelled, "Get on it," because it was spinning so much. Towards second base, little roller. Wilson Valdez has got it. McCann's retired for out number 1. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Nationals have jumped out to a quick lead over the Padres. The game's in the bottom of the first. Adam Dunn, a 3-run home run. Second 3-run home run of the season for Dunn. He's only hit 5 home runs this year of his 18 with runners on base. So he's got 13 solo home runs. Here's Diaz, who leans outside and takes one outside.
He's having a pretty good year for them. He has to be comfortable not having to be in the outfield.
His name is popping up everywhere. To go to an American League team as a DH. Yep. As far as the trade possibility goes. Diaz, a swing and butt right back to the box. And Jamie's got it. 2 away.
You got 2 guys here tonight that are going to change speeds, and you're going to see some ugly outs if they're on their game, which both of them have been early in this one, because you have a tendency to get out front of this kind of pitcher, Jamie Moyer. And Medlin, with all those changeup, you hit some dribblers on him, too.
Well, Jamie, his numbers are staggering at the age of 47. They'd be staggering if he was 37 or 27 in a lot of ways. The opposition has just a .272 on base percentage against him.
Not pitching on a night like this at 47.
Here's Yunel Escobar, 2 for 8 in the series. I remember a start he made down in Florida where it was hot. It was in the 90s, not like this. But also his last outing against the Blue Jays was pretty warm that day.
That Sunday afternoon was brutal.
I should say his last start at home against the Blue Jays.
Yep, the final game of that series. Caught a break this week without day games in this heat.
2-1 the count as Escobar takes one on the block.
It's been very difficult for fans to sit out here, and been tough to play in those conditions, but the fans trying to sit through those afternoons, that would have really been tough.
In the air to left field. As Chipper Jones told us, Jamie Moyer does not allow the hitter to barrel the ball. With the exception of Prado's home run, Escobar was out in front. Ibanez retires him. We go to the bottom of the second. It's 1-0 Braves. Phils, well, you can read Philly insider Jim Salisbury. For over 20 years, he's been breaking team news, and the only place to get his inside access is at csnphilly.com. Experience counts. Phillies insider Jim Salisbury, only on csnphilly.com. Jimmy's in the ballpark tonight, and has been the last few days. He's with the team on the road trip. We go to the bottom of the second. It'll be the bottom of the order. Wilson Valdez, Dane Sardina, and Jamie Moyer against Chris Medlin. Wilson has hit a little bit of a mix-up lately. He is 0 for 8 in the series, 0 for his last 11 overall. Trying to find his stroke, which has made him so valuable. There's Jim Salisbury right in the middle with a yellow shirt. We told him to wear yellow tonight because he'd be on TV.
He's a beauty, that guy.
Going with the toothpick look. Going with the Johnny B. Baker look tonight.
He's casual.
I gave him a peanut butter cup earlier tonight, Wheels, and he was very excited.
I have to tell him I'll make up something when I see him out there in the fourth while we're talking about it. Get him real nervous. Boy, you wouldn't believe how mad they are, you right now.
Oh. That ball's hit hard by Valdez. That breaks an 0 for 11 string, and Valdez is hustling, trying to get to second. He took a wide turn, and he's there sliding. Back-to-back innings now. The Phillies have a lead-off double. Let's see if they can get the run home.
Wide turn, that's an understatement.
He was headed out to Camden before he went to second.
Man. And this looks like a no doubt about it double. The changeup was up a little bit. Hits it by Chipper, who was up like he was going to bunt. And, Valdez doesn't bunt now. Good play there by Diaz. And he beat it easily, but he did take a wide turn.
Sure did. So Valdez is safe and secure at second, safe and secure with New York Life. Now we saw Shane bunting with Jimmy Rollins at second in the first. I can't imagine Sardina's going to do that here.
You don't do that because the pitcher's on deck.
Sardina out in front of an off-speed pitch, and it's 0-1. Sardina's 0 for 6 in the series. There was some thought that Brian Schneider would catch tonight. Brian said he's okay to play. Charlie said, I don't know if he's 100% yet, so they decided to give him one more day. But he did take batting practice again today. Brian should be good to go tomorrow. A little number foul on another changeup, and it's 0-2.
That's an example of how he loves that changeup. A lot of right-handed pitchers don't want to throw it to right-handed batters. More left-handed pitchers don't want to throw it to left-handed hitters because there's so many low ball hitters from the left side. But even right-handers don't like to throw it, but he's going to throw it a lot.
Bobby Cox was saying that he had a conversation with a scout from another team in spring training, and the scout said, this kid is going to be a good major league pitcher. I said, you know why, Bobby? He said, why? As he delivers one a little low, and it's 1-2. He said, because he has 3+ major league pitches, a fastball, and then a changeup that's better than the fastball, and then he can mix in that curve. Well, it's turned out to be a profound statement by that scout, because this kid has been good.
Yeah, all it is a matter of confidence. He's one of those flat brim guys, too. Modern player.
Sardina got a changeup that was up, and he pulled it foul. So it remains 1-2. Well, the Braves put Medlin in the rotation when Jair Jurgens went on the disabled list. And he pitched so well that instead of keeping Kenshin Kawakami in the rotation, they decided to keep Medlin in the rotation to complement Jair Jurgens, who pitched so well last night here against the Phillies.
Good starting pitching on both sides in this series.
Really
First
good.
2 games, both sides have had real good starting pitching.
On the outside corner, called strike 3. Second strikeout for Medlin.
That pitch is the pitch that Jamie's getting a little bit. It's outside, and you can see, Sardina said something to Scott Barry, but he wants that for his guy. There's Cole Hamels, who was good here last night. Now watch where this is. That does not come back over the plate on the front of home plate. That's a ball, but he has a wide plate to the right-handed hitters awaiting him.
Well, Sardina said something to him as he left. Jamie Moyer said something to him as he arrived, saying, keep giving that strike.
Right, I like it there.
Jamie's not squaring. He's going to try to take his hacks, and he takes one for a strike. It's 0-1.
They are really, really shallow, as you would expect, in left and center field for Jamie Moyer. So it's almost impossible to score if he hits the ball out there. Look how shallow they are. As deep as they were before, that's how shallow they are now. Boy, they had a shot there. A little miscommunication. Escobar broke for second. Medlin didn't realize it, threw home, and that shortstop hole was wide open.
Gino Cadahia, who's aligning the defense for the Braves. 0-2 the count to Moyer. In the dirt, 1-2.
And Medlin's trying to do just what he did the Phillies the last time. Strand base runners.
Well, he stranded 3 in the first, including 2 in scoring position.
Well, they've had 2 leadoff doubles in this game.
Roger McDowell, a little nervous energy. Watching his youngster on the mound.
Roger's got a lot of energy. Boy, he was funny.
Swing and a miss. And Jamie's down on strikes for the second out of the inning.
Even throws changeups to pitchers.
Third strikeout for Medlin. And back to the top of the order with Jimmy Rollins, as Jamie will take his seat on the bench.
A little better chance to score with the outfielders because they're going back up for Rollins.
Cabrera is shallow in center. They are deeper, way deeper than when Jamie was up there, and a fastball up high. Jimmy doubled his first time up.
Great camera there, huh?
Yeah,
show the outfield.
Cool. Yep. Like those shots of the dugout too from that angle. A little low, and it's 2-0. Jimmy has scored 962 runs in his career, which is such a big part of his game. He needs one more to tie Chuck Klein for 4th most in Phillies history. And he lines one down the right field line. That's a fair ball, and it's heading down toward the corner. Valdez will score easily from second, and J-Roll pulls into second with an RBI double. It's a 1-1 game. So the Phillies do get the run home from scoring position. A big 2-out hit for Jimmy. Now that's his 15th RBI of the season.
He hits this ball really hard, and it's fair by plenty down the right field line into the corner. Jimmy with a couple of doubles tonight. That one knocks in a run.
Well, that'll bring Victorino to the plate. Phillies again have a chance to drive in another one with 2 outs. Shane was retired, trying to bunt Jimmy over to third his last time up. Bobby Cox was quoted before last season as saying the key to beating the Phillies is to get Victorino out. The reason he said that is because in 2008, Shane hit .338 against the Braves. There's a chopper to the right side. He has not had the same success the last 2 years, and the Braves have been able to get him out, including here in the second. But the Phillies do get a run on an RBI double by Jimmy Rollins. We played 2 here in Philadelphia. It's the Phils 1, the Braves 1. Wheels, the question is, name the 2 closers who led both the Braves and the Phillies in saves in separate seasons. The answer will be revealed in the 7th inning. Might have a 3rd one at the end of this season. Billy Wagner closing games for the Braves. Melky Cabrera leads it off against Jamie Moyer here in the top of the 3rd. It's a 1-1 game.
So this guy was a Philly and a
2.
Brave.
2 guys.
2 guys.
Yeah.
And they led both teams in saves?
Yeah. Not in the same year.
No. That would have been hard.
I think you're going to get this one.
I know one of them.
I figured you'd get one right off the top of your head.
One of them's easy, but I don't think. I got a few ways. So do the fans, because this is for the fans.
That's right.
This is not about me.
In fact, if you want, you can go stop by and talk to Jim Salisbury.
He's already made about 6 calls. What were they saying?
1-2 the count to Cabrera.
What were they talking about?
We're saying how much we like his shirt.
Right. And his work, of course.
Cabrera reaches out, taps it to the right of the mound. Jamie off the hill. An easy play. Could have taken it right over to the first base bag himself. 1 out.
Another one of those ugly outs we were talking about, which are pretty.
Hey, Tuesday, August 10th is the start of a 3-game series between the Phillies and Joe Torre's Los Angeles Dodgers. All 3 games are scheduled for 7:05 starts. Jewish Heritage celebration for that final game. Get your tickets now as you plan ahead for the month of August here at the ballpark. Go to Phillies.com. It was a year ago last night. The Phillies had their last non-sellout as Medlin hits it hard to right at Dobbs at third. And Jamie has 2 quick outs.
That was in that Red Series.
It was in that Red Series.
They won one of those games like 19-1 or 20-1.
It was a big night. It was a big night.
What the score was, but it was crazy.
Be nice to have one of those. Here's Prado, who has provided the spark for the Braves in this game and even in this series.
22-1.
22-1.
That was the first game of a 4-game series.
How'd the rest of the series go?
They won 3 out of 4.
Yes, they did.
Good guess.
1 ball and no strikes the count to Prado.
Had me on that one.
No one got away, and it's 2-0, and Jamie's going to take a little walk.
Probably getting a little perspiration in his eyes. Look at his cap soaking wet. It's amazing. You know, they'll keep a close eye on him tonight. You know, as good as he's been, this is a night that can just take it out of you in a hurry. Just trying to find some air.
Went a little low below the knees of Prado, and it's 3-0. Jamie this year has walked 19 in 104, or make that 105 innings of work. 19 walks.
Amazing. And under hits per innings pitched. And as a result, he's been a lot of low scoring games except for that Red Sox game, which was, 9 earned runs in a third of an inning.
In the air to left field. Pretty well hit, but Ibanez has room. A few steps shy of the warning track, and Jamie this time got Martin Prado to miss that barrel enough to retire him and finish up the top of the third. We go to the bottom of the third. It's a 1-1 game. Cafe Frappe by Thomas Jefferson University Hospitals. Call 1-800-JEFF now. And by Toyota. The loyalty of Toyota customers is a big part of our success. And we'd like to say thanks. Toyota, moving forward. Well, we move forward to the bottom of the third. Now the sold-out crowd enjoying the great refreshments here at the ballpark as the Phillies wind down this series. Tomorrow they'll welcome in the Cincinnati Reds for 4. A lot of good spots to sit and watch the game tonight here at the Citizens Bank Park, including Ashburn Alley, which is mobbed once again as Raul Ibanez leads this inning off for the Phillies.
Braves and the Mets are off tomorrow. Braves have an off day in New York, off night.
Yeah, Chipper Jones was saying before the series, as you see Ashburn Alley, folks wandering around. His lines are busy. Get some cheesesteaks. Ibanez hits it toward first, knocked down by Gloss, and he recovers to retire Raul. Chipper Jones was saying before the start of the series that for the Braves, the key is to kind of tread water against the Phillies and the Mets before the All-Star break, and then go back home where they've played very well and maybe pick up some more games.
Yep.
Speaking of the Mets, on the Toyota Major League scoreboard, Angel Pagan has tied up that game at 1-1 in the bottom of the 3rd. Mets are looking to win their 7th consecutive home series.
That's Bronson Arroyo tonight, and Arroyo pitches really well against the Mets.
Bronson Arroyo against Jonathan Neese for New York. Ryan struck out his first time up, and the 0-1 pitch to him. Lays off, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Ryan, as we mentioned, will not participate in this year's Home Run Derby out in Anaheim. He is a member of the National League All-Star team once again. In fact, the field has been complete. It's been put together by Major League Baseball to include David Ortiz and Miguel Cabrera, Corey Hart, who's having such a good power year with the Brewers. 2-2 the count. And Robinson Cano. I mean, there are others, but that was the odd name out of the whole mix. Robinson Cano.
And Matt Holiday is in there. And who are the other 2 National League guys? Because they were still had to be determined.
Line drive off the end of the bat by Howard. He drops in for a base hit. It's a 1-out single. I think Albert Pujols is one. And then you know what, Wheels? The last one? It's slipping my mind.
Okay, because the last I saw, they were still going to add 2 National League guys.
Right.
You mentioned Corey Hart and,
right.
And Matt Holliday.
Here's Jason Worth with 1 out and a runner at first. Jason walked his first time up, or excuse me, was hit by a pitch his first time up. And he pops it up foul and out of play. Way outside, it evens up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. One aspect of the Phil's offense that has really plagued them. Folks haven't gotten a real good look at it this year. As Jason pops it up to right, Omar Infante was playing deep, so he just trots in to make the catch. Is their batting average with runners in scoring position. Now Ryan's at first. He's not in scoring position here. But coming into tonight, the Phillies were 11 for 52, last 52, with runners in scoring position. Hey, don't miss this year's All-Star game, which will be Tuesday, July 13th at 8 p.m. Eastern on Fox. And a reminder that this one counts. And if you don't think it counts, just talk to Roy Halladay and Charlie Manuel, some of the other Phils, because as Charlie told me yesterday, being in the World Series the last 2 years, you get a whole new perspective on why it's so important to get home field advantage in the World Series. Charlie said against the Rays, They had to win 3 straight here in order not to go back to Tampa. But he didn't want to go back to Tampa.
And one of those games took 3 days to win. The clincher.
1-1 to count the Dobbs.
Be the greatest 3 innings ever played as far as tension goes.
Oh, man.
Just sheer drama.
Jeff Jenkins.
Wow, that was great.
Talk about adding a little piece of firecracker out on the field at one point to start that.
Bottom of the 6th when the game resumed.
Pop up. Foul territory behind third. Chipper Jones is over, and he puts it away, and the side is retired here in the bottom of the 3rd. No runs. 1 hit, 1 man left. We've completed 3 here in South Philly. Chris Medlin and Jamie Moyer picking up where the other guys left off. Did 5 runners so far. Jamie Moyer's been really good tonight. In fact, every time the Phillies retire the opposing team in order, which Jamie has done twice tonight, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by the Xfinity Triple Play, your complete lineup for digital TV, high-speed internet, and home phone. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 that Jamie will face. Omar Infante, Chipper Jones, and Troy Gloss. Since the leadoff home run by Martin Prado in the 1st, Jamie's retired 9 straight. Infante looked like he was taking all the way, and he takes it for a strike as Gary Matthews joins us here in the booth. Well, the old friend has looked pretty good today, Sarge.
Yeah, staying aggressive. 1 bad pitch, maybe.
Other than that, he's gotten the Braves to be out in front of a lot. Infante, he beat it out. Jimmy took, and it looked, the way that play was starting to break down, Infante was busting up the first base line. It wasn't hit that hard, and Jimmy was just a little slow to get to it and make that throw.
Yeah, just a little bit slow, you're right. But give credit, though, for Infante for hustling. That's what you want to do, hustle right from the start. Now, it's a routine ground ball, and, he came up and threw the ball, but again, didn't have as much on it, I'm sure, as he would have wanted to. Never take things for granted, and Infante got himself a hit for hustling.
So he's aboard, and now Chipper Jones is the hitter. Jamie had him dancing off the first base bag.
Not a physical error for J-Ro, but certainly a mental error. Maybe not knowing the speed of Infante and getting rid of that ball a little quicker, or maybe having a little bit more on it. One of the two.
Chipper out in front again, pops it up right side. Valdez over toward the line, makes the catch. How about Jamie sneaking in behind Omar Infante? And Infante all of a sudden had to hustle back. So Chipper Jones has had trouble twice here tonight against Jamie Moyer. And our Bloomberg stat of the game, these are all the pitches that Jamie has thrown to Chipper during their confrontations coming into tonight's ball game. Look at all those different pitches, Sarge.
Yeah, change up. You see that cutter there, the 16% of the time. But again, with a hitter like Chipper Jones, you have to mix those balls up. And again, fastball, he's thrown the most. And that's what any pitcher will do when you keep a chart like that.
I think it's funny how many pitches Jamie has in his repertoire as he delivers one inside the gloss. Bloomberg Sports is the leader in data analysis. They've developed an analytical product being used by the clubs. There's also a product for fans. You can improve your fantasy play or track your favorite players. Go to BloombergSports.com. Gloss has struck out tonight. And he hits one in the air. Left center field. Victorino is over. So is Ibanez. Victorino's there, and he makes the catch.
Jamie doing a good job keeping those hitters off balance. Did the same thing with Chipper Jones. And that's a good indication of just how good his pitchers are when he's getting those hitters off balance.
So Chipper and Troy Gloss are retired for the first 2 outs with a runner at first. And here's Brian McCann. First time tonight, Jamie has worked from the stretch. And he's going to try to continue to keep Infante close over at first. That's a cutter to McCann, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, that cutter moves just a little bit. Hitter's looking at it as if it's a straight fastball, and then it moves on you. Could be a difficult pitch to hit at times.
Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. I thought that was a cutter initially, but I think that just may have been a straight fastball.
Well, that one was a little bit harder. 79, he busted it in there. Again, it's not how hard you throw, it's location.
Towards center field, Victorino. He didn't read it properly. He's coming on, and he picks it off the top of the grass. Or did he? Did he make the catch? Yes, he did. Mike DeMuro, the first base umpire, went out a little late and signaled a little late. And the side is retired here in the 4th. McCann can't believe it. He's standing on first saying, I think he trapped that one. We'll let you decide. Victorino trying to recover. He caught it first, folks, right at his shoe tops. On and by the Quality Plus 4 dealers. Well, we go to the bottom of the 4th inning in front of a sold-out crowd here at Citizens Bank Park on a warm summer night. Phils and the Braves tied at 1. Phillies on the bottom of the order due up. It's the bottom of the order that started the rally that led to the run that the Phils scored in the second. We'll see if they could do it again. And you look at this season series between these two clubs, Sarge. The Braves hold the edge by 1 game, but both teams have scored 40 runs, including the 1 run each tonight. The Braves have hit only .223 against the Phillies. The Phillies have a better average, but, and Charlie Manuel said it today, it comes down to pitching, whether it be starters or relievers. The Braves have pitched better during the season series.
Yeah, I think they pitch better, and again, not getting runs you're supposed to get for the fighting Phils, meaning the bases loaded or runners on third base less than 2 outs. You know, when you pick up those type of runs, it makes it easier for your pitchers to pitch.
Valdez the opposite way, and he's down at the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Charlie was asked today, and he's been asked over the last week or so a few different times about, you know, the Phillies' needs. And is it more offense? Is it more pitching? And he said, you know, he's always of the belief that you can use more pitching. That one is hit slowly toward third. Nice play by Chipper, and he throws Valdez out.
Well, there's no doubt about it. You can always use pitching and pitching. You know, and then the question will always be asked, and they bring it up quite a bit, especially a lot of the fans, just on Cliff Lee, and hopefully he won't end up with the Mets at all, but anytime you can get those kind of pitchers, back in the day, Steve Carlton and John Denny, I mean, you just feel so good about your club, regardless if you're hitting, when you go into a series, because these are the type of pitchers don't need a lot of runs in order to win.
Well, the Phillies starting staff has been pretty good so far this year. Maybe the biggest difference between the Phillies and the Braves has been the bullpen.
Yeah,
the Braves bullpen's been so good.
The starters have done a great job, and again, not getting runs, just, I mean, it hurts them in the sense that you just can't make a bad pitch.
1-0 the count to Sardina. And a swing and a miss, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Sardina struck out looking his first time up.
Ball's 88, fastball inside. Sardina there a little bit late on that particular pitch. That's a pitch there that's middle in. Normally you're going to hit and hit hard. The ones that are 93, 94 or so in there, that's a different story. Should be able to get in there with a fastball, 88, 89 on the inside part of the plate.
Fourteen of the 17 first pitches he's thrown tonight have been strikes. That's pretty good. Cole Hamels was that good last night.
Oh, Cole pitched a great game last night.
Toward third, backing up on his Chipper Jones. He has time with Sardina running, but he throws across the diamond for the second out. So 2 gone here in the 4th. You know, the Washington Nationals have had a lot of hoopla surrounding them the last month because of Steven Strasburg and his promotion to the majors. Well, they're here Friday, August 20th to start a 3-game series. Sunday the 22nd is the ShopRite Cole Hamels Lunch Bag Cooler. Free to fans 14 and under. Get your tickets now. Plan ahead for that series against the Nats. They lead at 5-2 over the Padres in the bottom of the 3rd. Adam Dunn has hit 2 home runs. 26th multi-home run game of his career. And Jamie, who struck out his first time up, is ahead 1 ball and no strikes. With a low 2-0. That one's hit the opposite way to shortstop. You know, Escobar makes the casual play, and the Phillies are retired in order. 3 ground balls to the left side. for Chris Medlin. He's through 4. He's allowed 1 run on 4 hits. We go to the top of the 5th. Game. Get exclusive clubhouse reactions plus expert analysis from former Phil Ricky Vitalico on Phillies Post-Game Live, presented by Sloan Toyota, right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Oh, we played 4 here in Philadelphia. And the Phillies and the Braves tied at 1. Boy, these 3 games have been tightly contested. Game 1, the Phillies won 3-1. Game 2, Matt Diaz, who leads things off against Jamie Moyer, in extra innings, drove in the go-ahead run, and then Eric Kinski had a 2-run home run, and the Braves won at 6-3. Diaz had 3 hits last night. And he's 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded back to Jamie.
Pretty good pitch on the outside part of the plate. That's where Jamie wants to put that ball. They want to leave it out over the middle of the plate.
Swing and a miss. 79 miles an hour on the cutter. And it's 1-2.
Got the ball in good spots. He moves it up and down, in and out. Well, a lot of times guys like this can be harder to hit than guys that throw the ball in the 90s. Those guys are a little bit more predictable.
What Jamie has done at the age of 47, I know we throw that age out there all the time, you know, is amazing to win 9 games in the first half of the year and have a chance to win his 10th tonight. Phil Niekro, who pitched for a handful of different teams during his major league career, when he was 47, he was throwing the knuckleball as Diaz lines it to left, and it's caught by Ibanez for the first out. 1 away here in the 5th. Phil Niekro, when he was 47 and still pitching and throwing that knuckleball, had 3 complete games during that year when he pitched at the age of 47. He also had a game in which he went 8 2/3, 8 1/3, and he had 4 different games where he threw 8 innings. And you see Jamie, his previous best first halves were 0-3 and 0-1. And there's a pretty good separation between 2010 and 2003. Both those years he won 20 games.
Well, he's a smart pitcher. I mean, it's not by luck that he's doing it. Well, he's done it because of hard work.
And just keeping the hitters off balance like Escobar, who flies out to right.
Yeah, and the longevity. I mean, you got to look at a guy that's been able to keep his body in shape to be able to compete on this level.
Well, I know you've talked to him before, and I've talked to him just about when he thinks he's going to be done. He said the hitters will dictate it, so that leads me to believe that this isn't going to be his last year, or at least he doesn't expect it to be his last year.
Yeah, and you're right. Hitters will dictate it, but it has to be on a consistent basis. I mean, the hitters dictated it in Boston, and after that, almost a wake-up call. Jamie's looked pretty good after that series.
Melky Cabrera is the hitter, and it's 2 balls and no strikes to Cabrera. It is conceivable, though, Sarge, for Jamie to be pitching beyond this year.
Oh, there's no doubt about it, and I think that he wants to. And the way his control has been, I mean, you see no reason why not.
2-1 the count to Cabrera, and he lines it to right field. Jason Worth froze for a moment, goes back and makes the over-the-shoulder grab to retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Braves. Third time tonight that Jamie's retired them in order. We come back at the bottom of the 5th. It'll be Jimmy Rollins at the top of the order, 2 up. To the bottom of the 5th with the top of the order due up, and part of that is Shane Victorino. And we take a look at our Coors Light freeze cam. Victorino earlier in the ball game had a tough play, hit right at him, Sarge.
Wow, he sure did. He took a step back, comes right in. What a great shot. Freeze cam on that. That's our Coors Light freeze cam.
Brian McCann is saying, no way, that ball was trapped, and it was tough to tell. And the first base umpire, Mike DeMuro, made the call, but it was a delayed call. Right. But it was the right one, as that Coors Light freeze cam just showed you.
Right on it.
Jimmy Rollins leads it off here in the 5th, and Jimmy hits it in the air to straightaway center. Cabrera, boy, I thought he misread that, but he didn't. He had it all the way, and there's 1 out.
Yeah, there's where I'm talking about. Swinging at the first pitch, being able to square the ball up. So he's looking for that pitch, and there's nothing wrong with that. As the 3rd time, he's hit the ball hard tonight. Here it is again, right there where he wants it. Head down on it, maybe caught it off the end just a little bit. He thought maybe he might have could have thrown. Well, he said, no, I didn't get that. Off the end.
I was walking out with Jimmy yesterday, and he was saying that playing last night and the night before on the field was as hot as it used to be, he thought, at the vet.
Well, that's saying something.
You know how hot that turf used to be at Veterans Stadium?
Oh, it used to, the heat would rise off of the turf.
On the outside corner, and it's 0-2 to Shane, who has grounded out twice tonight, once on a bunt, and the other one just a grounder to Martin Prado at second. Swing and a miss, a changeup. 2 outs. And he's got a good one.
Looks like a fastball. Look at the movement, though. That's why it starts up high, turns the ball over. Victorino out in front of that changeup.
And that's why it's so good, Sarge, because it looks like a fastball.
Has that fastball arm motion on it, and the ball just kind of floats out of his hand.
Another changeup, and it's 0-1 to Ibanez. I think we've seen only 2 curves tonight from Medlin.
Well, they're going to go with what's working. If they don't have to bring that other pitch in, they're not. Getting away, getting away with that fastball and his changeup. But if they're on those 2 pitches, then he would go to something else, and every now and then show it just to let you know that he has that pitch.
Ibanez pops it up down the left field line. That'll slice out of play.
And all these guys normally can hit the outside part of the plate. That's what the Braves have done for years. Leo Mazzoni, who was the pitching coach there early on. But the guys they had to be able to do that, Smoltz, Glavine, and Maddox, well, Maddox, they could do that. They could hit the outside corner. Leo used to talk about how difficult it was to get those Hall of Famers. There's John Smoltz, to be able to throw. But I think he'll admit that it was a little easier in Atlanta than it was in Baltimore.
I would agree with that. He followed his good friend Sam Perlazzo to Baltimore, where Sam was the manager of the Orioles. 3-2 the count to Ibanez with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Ball 4. So the Phillies have a 2-out base runner for Ryan Howard. Second walk that Ibanez draws. Let's see if Ryan Howard can make Medlin pay. Ryan is 1 for 2. He has struck out. He's singled. Rollins stolen a couple bags this year, but I can't imagine he would take the bat out of the hands of Ryan Howard.
Yeah, if he's going to go, you'd like for him to go with 2 strikes. Give Ryan Howard a chance to try and drive that ball someplace.
He got a fastball, but it was low, and it's 1-0. Anytime Ryan Howard comes to the plate, there's a potential for a really sweet shot. In the air to left field. Diaz going back to the warning track. Does it have enough on it? It does! Just over the flower bed. Opposite field, 2-run home run for Ryan Howard. And the Phillies take a 3-1 lead.
That's a great call. That is a sweet spot. As it goes right into the flower bed, gives an indication of how strong Ryan Howard is. It looked like he picked on a breaking ball that stayed up. There's a difference maker in a guy being able to drive that ball out of the ballpark and any part of the ballpark. Now, let's take a look at that. Well, it looked like maybe a changeup going the other way. I think he thought he got it when he hit it. Here it comes down. Just a little over the flower bed. Oh, he can't believe it. Well, believe it.
16th home run for Ryan. He's won $100 for Leroy Price of Summers Point in our McDonald's home run jackpot. The side is retired here in the 5th, but Medlin just gave up a 2-run shot. He's shaking his head. He can't believe it got out of the yard. But Ryan Howard is homered for the first time in 11 games. An opposite field 2-run bomb. Phillies lead it 3-1. Lawrence Halladay makes his third straight trip. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. We're here for you every step of the way. Ryan Howard with a 2-run home run has given Jamie Moyer a 3-1 lead as we start the top of the 6th. Chris Medlin leads it off. And Jamie misses with the first pitch. It's 1-0. Jamie has not been able to pitch with a whole lot of run support lately, but he's not alone in that category. Last time out, he lost 2-0 to the Pirates, and I mean, he dazzled the Pirates, and the Phillies just couldn't score for him.
Easily right now could have another 3, 4, maybe 5 victories just with a little hitting at all for him. Then look where his record would be.
Medlin lines it foul, and it's 1-2.
Now, the good thing, though, about this team and the pitchers, they don't complain about that. They know they win and lose as a team. Sure, it gets frustrating that they're not getting runs, but all they can do is put the team in a position to be able to do that. And they've certainly done that, and not being paid for their efforts, but it's a long season. That's why you play 162 ball games.
Up and away, and it's 3-2. There's Kyle Kendrick, part of the rotation. Chase Utley, who is so itching to get back. Still going to be a few weeks for Chase. Medlin's down swinging. 1 out here in the 6th. And that's the 3rd strikeout for Jamie. Well, the Giants will be here as all part of this tour of the National League West, coming to Citizens Bank Park Tuesday, August 17th. 3 night games, all 3 7:05. You can get your tickets by logging on to Phillies.com. Speaking of good starting pitching, although the Giants are struggling somewhat. Top of the order, here's Martin Prado, 1 for 2. A home run his first time up. The count to Prado. He's trying to work that outside corner, Sarge.
Yeah, trying to work the outside corner, and he knows that Prado's been looking for that ball middle in. Just about on top of that plate. Look at that big bat that he carries. Now, this happened right in the first inning. You can see with him stance there, that ball on the outside part of the plate, but from where he's standing, more down the middle for him when he swings.
3-2 the count. Jamie has enjoyed the outside corner. He thought it was strike 3. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he was just taking a puck.
Well, that's a pretty good peek then if he did.
You think he thought it was strike 3?
Well, I think he thought it did just because of the crowd there.
You'll have to get on him about that.
Oh, he'll deny it. But it will be brought up.
3 balls, 2 strikes the count to Prado. And the pitch from Jamie. In the air to left field. Ibanez going back toward the warning track. Does he have room? He tries to climb the wall, and it's gone. Second solo home run of the night for Prado. And it's a 3-2 game.
Now, one of the reasons, again, that he kept trying to throw the ball away. Prado looking for the ball inside. Didn't get it good, but he got it enough. Wood on the ball. That cutter didn't cut in there on him the way he wanted that ball to. Prado gives him the second run. To watch this ball. You see there? Just didn't get in on him enough. So he lifts that ball and gets right in the left field there. That ball will carry out.
So Jamie's allowed 2 home runs to Martin Prado. Second 2 home run game of the year for Prado. Jamie has allowed the most home runs ever in Major League Baseball history. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. the 2 home runs to Martin Prado, and he's allowed just an infield single to Omar Infante, and that's it. Opposite way. That's going to be a one-hopper to Jason Wood. He'll try to get the throw to first. Not in time. And Infante, that's his second hit.
It's got to be pretty scary. You get a clean base hit, you look up, and the right fielder is getting ready to throw you out at first base. Good play by Howard as he kind of comes off that bag. I mean, that momentum going, you got to be careful you don't throw it away, but that's what it's all about, taking a chance. He knew he was going to throw it all the way. See Ryan coming off the bag. Fonte kind of jumping out of the way.
So 1-run game. Here's Chipper Jones, and Jamie, who was trying to keep Infante close his last time he was on base, does it again here. Chipper Jones is 0 for 2. He's flied out to center, and he's popped out to the right side of the infield. Jimmy's made a couple really good pitches against him. Off the end of the bat, that's a flare down the right field line. That'll be a tough play. It drops in for a base hit. Jason Worth gets to it quickly, and Infante holds up at third. Chipper pulls into second. Well, JB's made several really good pitches against Chipper Jones. He did there, but give him credit for flaring it down the line.
That's right. He did. He made a good pitch there. Chipper on that particular swing was determined not to try and pull the ball. He seemed to be going to right field all the way. Now look at that. Now that's what I'm talking about. Just going that way all the way. You can see exactly where that contact is right there. And not hitting it good, but just good enough. If he tries to pull that ball, he gets a ground ball.
Well, the Phillies will play the infield back with 1 out and runners at second and third for Troy Glaus, who is 0 for 2. He is struck out. He's flied out to the alleyway in left center. This is low. 1 ball and no strikes. Part of Jamie's success has been working with runners in scoring position. Not that he's had a whole lot of base runners over the course of the season to deal with. Well, he's got 2 in scoring position here. First real jam of the night for him. And he's fallen behind 2-0.
Well, he's going to somewhat, I think, pitch around Troy Glaus. Left-hander McCann coming up. Hope he can get a ground ball. You just still don't want to throw one that's hittable. You want him to hit your pitch.
That one was in the kitchen, Glaus. And all he could do was pull it foul, and it's 2-1. Glaus had a stretch this year where that percentage was even higher, with runners at third and less than 2 outs, because he had a stretch from the 26th of May until the 13th of June in which he had 22 RBIs, and he was basically carrying the Braves. And the Braves are making Jamie work hard in this inning. And overall, he's thrown 79 pitches.
Yeah, they put pretty good at bats on you when they come up there. He's had some of them off balance, but Terry Pendleton, the hitting coach, does a good job in getting these guys ready. Good pitch. That's the one that he wants to try and live on. That ball that's just a way away. Set him up good with that pitch. Busted him in. He pulls it foul, and then he goes away. See what he's going to do with him now. Sure, it's got to be on a corner someplace.
Different ways to throw the signs down by Sardina. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Outside with a breaking ball. Infante's at third. Chipper Jones is at second with 1 away here in the top of the 6th, and Brian McCann looming on deck.
He's still not afraid to come inside, especially after it's something soft away.
They work it away again. That one came back and probably got a little bit too much of the plate.
But that sound will let you know he got too much of the plate. But, you know, he just doesn't want to put him on, and he'd like for him to be off balance. But notice Troy Glaus, all those swings, he's had pretty good balance as he approaches the ball.
There's Jamie fiddling with the ball, trying to find one that he likes. Glaus is frustrated with himself. Jamie, I think, is a little frustrated that that one was up too much. Glaus is frustrated because he thinks he missed it.
Well, a very hittable pitch, because you're right, it's up in the zone. When it's up, easier to hit, especially when it's soft. But when you throw the ball hard, that's the pitch you want to lay off of, because you'll pop that ball up.
3 balls, 2 strikes, the count. Down low, ball 4. The bases are now loaded. Charlie has not made any move to the phone to get somebody up and loosening. Jamie's thrown 84 pitches. And during the course of the season, he's kind of earned the right to try to work his way out of a spot like this, leading it by 1.
Well, J-Rowe coming in just to give him a little bit of breather, telling him, hey, make a good pitch, get us a ground ball, we'll get you out of here.
Brian McCann is 0 for 2. He is grounded out. He's also lined out. Him away, and it's 1-0. There's some big time numbers with the bases loaded for McCann.
You always look at that average. That average shows he's been consistent.
Toward the gap in left center field. Raul Ibanez going over. He's not going to get there. That'll split the gap and hits the base of the wall. 3 runs are going to score. McCann's going to pull into second with a bases clearing double, and the Braves take the lead. It's 5-3 Atlanta. Jamie had retired McCann the first 2 times tonight, but not this time. And the bullpen's starting to heat up for the Phils. Nelson Figueroa just started to throw.
Unfortunately, too much part of that plate there, and that ball, he splits the gap right in the middle. Only way that Troy Glaus is going to score on that ball, unless it's hit out of the ballpark. See, Ibanez getting it back in, but by then, the runners had scored.
Well, now Diaz, who is so important for Jamie to get here and keep the damage at 4 runs, because the Phillies trail it by 2 with plenty of time left in the game. The first time since that Red Sox game that Jamie's allowed more than 2 runs in a game. This is off the inside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. And he just asked Scott Barry where it was.
Well, he's not getting any pitches, meaning a lot of pitches there on the corners. That ball might have been a little bit inside. He's thrown some, but Scott Barry hasn't missed a lot of pitches tonight.
Off the end of the bat, over the hand of Glenn Hubbard. And Jamie is worked ahead 1-2. Well, the previous starts against the Braves, Jamie did not allow an earned run in 15 innings. Tonight he's allowed 5 earned in 5 1/3, including 4 here in the 6th. In fact, you can take those stats back to his last start last year. He's coming into tonight, he had allowed just 1 earned run in his last 19 1/3 against Atlanta. Danny Baez has joined Figueroa. So McCann's at second. Just not getting that ball to come back on the inside part of the plate.
Yeah, and he needs to be able to get that pitch or make his pitches. Again, this becomes a huge game for the Fighting Phils. In terms of the standings, you got to be able to get close to them. That's why it's imperative you win 2 out of 3.
That one's in the air to center field. Pretty well hit. Victorino on the run, out toward the wall, and it's gone. Into the bushes. A 2-run home run for Diaz, and that ball just jumped. And it's 7-3 Atlanta. That's his first homer of the year.
It's amazing.
And the 3rd home run allowed by Jamie tonight, and the 2nd this inning.
Well, that's probably going to be it for him, too. Charlie Manuel, manager, making his way out. High fives. You see Diaz in the dugout. There it is again. See where it is. I got to tell you, the ball on the outside part of the plate, though, he knew it was gone. You see that he threw his bat. No chance for Victorino.
So Charlie will take the ball from Jamie Moyer. He gets an early night. This is an AT&T call to the bullpen here at Citizens Bank Park. The Phillies all of a sudden trail it by 4 with Danny Baez coming into the game. When he lasted just an inning plus. Beyond that, he had lasted only 5 innings one other time this year. Well, he's being lifted from this game after 5 1/3, and after the Braves have put 6 runs on the board in this inning and lead it 7-3. And he'll give way to Danny Baez, who is on to face Escobar. Escobar is 0 for 2. He's flied to left and he's flied to right. .34th game for Danny, who's really trying to work on some things and get himself back to where he has been the last couple of seasons. It's been somewhat of a struggle lately for Danny, really, even to get into games and pitch some meaningful innings. So he'll get a chance to at least pitch the rest of the 6th here and maybe even start the 7th. We'll see.
Well, he throws the ball, still hard, 93, 94 or so with the fastball. Just need to command his pitches a little better.
There's a curve that's high, and that's part of it, is that some of his other pitches besides that fastball he's not been able to command.
Yeah, it just doesn't have the hard break probably you'd like for it to have.
A little chin music, and it's 3-1.
That's what makes it so difficult in this game of baseball, to be able to hit a pitch, because every now and then you get a little chin music and you got to look out as that ball comes in. So that's the other reason you don't want to be looking breaking ball and get out there in front.
Back toward the middle. Nice play by Baez. And there are 2 outs. So the Braves bat around here in the 6th as Melky Cabrera is trying to get the weight off his bat. Jamie Moyer has the weight of the world on his shoulders right now after allowing 6 runs here in the 6th.
Yeah, he'll look at that and say, man, what happened?
He was humming along.
Cruising on along, making good pitches. Still a lot of confidence he was having, and then this is what happens in the major leagues. You know, you make a bad pitch here or there, then you make a good pitch, they hit it.
Cabrera's 0 for 2. And he hits one toward the gap in right center field. Jason was playing in. Victorino was playing over towards center. So that's going to split the gap, and Cabrera is going to be at second. It's a 2-out double. And the 10th man to bat in this inning is the pitcher, Chris Medlin. And he's a switch hitter, so he's going to come up hitting left-handed. They had only 2 hits coming into this inning.
Oh, it's amazing. And they put a bunch of hits together. More importantly, they put a bunch of runs together. And that's answering the call after Fighting Phil scored 2 in the 5th inning.
Carlos Zambrano of the Cubs, and I'm just going off memory, is the only other pitcher that I can remember seeing bat right-handed and left-handed in the same game.
Yeah, and he can hit, by the way. Seen him go deep, left-handed and right-handed.
I would think that you could probably say the same for Medlin if they allow him to do it. I mean, the fact that he batted right-handed earlier in the game against Moyer and now is lefty here.
Well, that would tell you, too, though, that he chokes up a little bit. Wow. Don't see that very often. Most of the guys are at the end of the bat, especially pitchers. Yeah, he chokes up just a little bit. And what that will do, give you better bat control. Doesn't mean you're going to hit it, but it will give you better bat control. Change up grip.
Just in case McCann needs to be called on to finish up a game. And a breaking ball that just missed.
That's where you want it, though. I mean, you don't want it any higher. That's a good breaking ball, and that's the breaking ball that he is searching for.
Swing and a foul tip into the glove of Sardina, and the inning finally comes to a close. But the Braves score 6 runs in the inning. They had a few big hits. It all began with Martin Prado with his 2nd home run. Then Brian McCann cleared the bases with a double, and then 2-run shot by Matt Diamond. Xfinity. It's TV, phone, and internet reinvented from Comcast. Well, last of the sixth, the Phillies have some work to do. All of a sudden, they're down 4-7-3. And Chris Medlin, who made the first and last outs of the top of the sixth, goes back to work now with the lead. And if ever there was a time for the offense to stir, it's now, with the Phillies trailing it by 4.
Chip away is what it's all about, and it starts with just one base runner. Well, they can get back in the game. This guy's hittable. This is not a pitcher that can just shut down this offense, even though they haven't been swinging the bats the way they're capable of swinging it. They can get on him. They can square some balls up and get back in this game.
Greg Dobbs takes a fastball outside. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded to short. He's also popped to third. And he hits a changeup foul, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, he has a good changeup. He really does. And the motion on it, where you're thinking fastball and it floats right up there at the plate, that's a ball that is hittable if you're looking for it, but you're not. You don't want to sit on that pitch, I don't believe.
Well, he pulls a changeup down the right field line. That'll be it for a base hit. That's the thing, if they can get that changeup up, maybe they could have some success against it.
That's a good start there. Dobbs, sharp single in the right field.
So Greg is aboard to lead off the sixth. And Brian McCann with a trip to the mound. Wilson Valdez has doubled and scored. He's also grounded to third. Chipper Jones made a pretty good play to retire Valdez his last time up. He does not get cheated, Sarge.
No, he has improved his swing, and just when you thought maybe he might have been overmatched, I thought that maybe in Milwaukee since then. He's been hitting the ball and hitting the ball with authority.
Opposite way, picked up by Gloss. The throw to second for 1, over to first, and a bullet by Escobar. That's a 3-6-3 double play. It's the 14th double play that Valdez has hit into. That was a tough one.
That was a tough one. Again, he hit that ball sharply. That's all you can do. He's got the bad luck on these double plays, almost like vitamins. He's taking them once a day, it seems like, as that ball is turning. You're right. That's a tough one, 3-6-3.
Escobar had an awful lot on that throw.
Oh, boy. He has a good arm. This guy is still, I think, a good shortstop in the league. Don't know why he isn't hitting for power or hitting the way that he's capable of hitting, but he's a good athlete.
Dane Sardina is 0 for 2. He is struck out and grounded out. And he whacks the first pitch foul. Ross Gload has come out of the on-deck circle for the Phillies. And will bat for Baez if Sardina gets on. There's Ross. To the count to Sardina. Should get an update with Carlos Ruiz. He was scheduled to have a rehab start tonight for Lehigh Valley. Phillies hope that he'll be back soon.
See, Colorado last night put together a little rally to come back to beat the St. Louis Cardinals.
9 runs in the ninth.
That's a lot of runs.
That's a lot of runs.
So, Tony must have been going nuts.
Out in front of the changeup. Down on strikes to the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. We go to the 7th here in Philadelphia. Nelson Figueroa is next up for the Phils.
hot night. Expect some offense here, and there has been. Phillies took a 3-1 lead. Ryan Howard's home run, but then a 6th spot by the Atlanta Braves. Martin Prados hit 2 tonight. Won a leadoff home run, and then once it get them back to a run, big 3-run double there by Brian McCann, and then Matt Diaz, who just kills the Phillies, hit his first home run of the year, a home run to dead center, just to the right of center. Phillies are going to go double switch here. Bring Juan Castro into the game. He'll bat 9th, and the new pitcher, Tom, is going to be Nelson Figueroa.
Yeah, Figueroa in his 12th ball game. He's 1-1 and earned run average just over 4. So that means that Castro will bat 9th and lead off the bottom of the 7th inning. And Figueroa will slide into the 7 hole. And Figueroa will start things off here in the 7th against Martin Prado, who has 3 home runs in his last 5 at-bats, including 2 tonight. But it was really McCann and Diaz's blows that were the big ones. And Figueroa delivers a strike, and it's 0-1.
And that walk to Gloss and the blue hit by Chipper Jones. You know, you saw the full Braves attack there. The reason why they're so successful right now. You know, they hit it hard, they hit it soft, they threw a walk in there, and they had a big inning. And that's why you have big innings when you're a good offensive team, is you do all kinds of things. And they did it.
Yeah, the Braves lead the National League in walks, and it's by a wide margin. They came into tonight's game with 351 walks, as Prado was fooled on that ball, but it goes foul. And, you know, Chipper's a big reason why. I mean, not only historically, but this year he's among the leaders in the National League. The Arizona Diamondbacks of all teams are second, but they've walked 315 times, and that's a pretty wide gap between 1 and 2. Toward the hole at shortstop. Jimmy dives. He's got it to his feet. Hurries the throw, and it's off the glove of Howard. Didn't matter. Prado was called safe anyway. That'll be an infield hit.
And Prado hits his ball in the hole. Jimmy does do a nice job. Dives, jumps up, gets a lot on that throw. But as Tom said, even if Howard catches that, Mike Demure had already called him safe. There he is, and he pops up, and there's that snap throw that he gets so much on. And Howard dropped it, but it didn't matter.
So an infield hit for Prado. He's got 3 hits tonight. Here's Infante. He takes a pitch inside and high. 1 ball and no strikes. Sarge has mentioned before how important this ball game is. I mean, they're all important, obviously, as we were past the midway point. But if Phillies were to lose tonight, they would be 6 games back behind the Braves in the division.
The Braves come to make a statement. They win 2 out of 3 on the road. And you know how many times you see the Phillies do that in the last few years, where they would come into a ballpark on the road, a great road team they have been, and they would make a statement against the other team.
Now, as we pointed out, the Phillies have been a second-half team the last few years, but it's difficult always to rely on that. They'll have to rely on it this year. And there's a pop-up down the right field line. Jason Worth is over and puts it away for the first out. These lucky fans are tonight's Citizens 7. They will receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. 1 out. Here's Chipper Jones.
Warner made a great pitch on him last time. He was wide open and just flared that thing down the right field line. That set up that big inning.
Outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, we were saying the same thing, Wills, that tonight Jamie made some really good pitches against Chipper.
Yeah. Chipper looked like he was really opening up tonight, trying to pull and do some damage, and Jamie was doing a good job of just staying away from him. Making good pitches away, and he was hitting balls off the end of the bat. And he hit the thing off the end of the bat, and then Gloss had a tremendous at bat and walked, and you know, from then on they broke it open.
Quick toss over, and Prado is back diving. Off the glove of Sardina. And that'll go back to the wall, and Prado pulls into second. It should be just a pass ball.
Yeah, that guy has really done a good job back there, night after night in this heat, and he just missed one. The odds are you don't get crossed up. No, you don't get crossed up without a runner at second base. He just missed it, and they went out to confer, and all they're conferring on right there is what they're going to do with the signs now if there's a runner at second.
So it is a pass ball charged to Sardina,
who has done a really good job catching back there in some tough conditions night after night.
That one is hit to center field. Playable for Victorino. Prado's going to go back to second. And he tags Victorino's throw to third on one hop, not in time. And there are 2 outs. The way Prado was reacting, I wasn't even sure if he was going to go back and try to tag.
So normally you don't run on that play with 1 out unless you're 100% sure you can make it, and he obviously was, because Victorino was deep, but he wasn't that deep. Here he is. He's behind it. Makes a good throw, but he beat it, no problem. Throw was a little offline, too.
So he's at third. Troy Gloss, who walked his last time up, came around to score the double by McCann. He's trailing by just 4. That's why it's a big pitch that Figueroa just made to Gloss to strand a runner at third here at the top of the 7th. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 man left in scoring position. It's time to stretch here at Citizens Bank Park with the Phillies down by 4. Sir, can you name the 2 closers who led both the Braves and the Phillies in saves in separate seasons?
Well, one has to be Steve Bedrosian.
Well, it would be Steve Bedrosian.
That was the easy one. Now, I'm caught in between. I may be wrong on both of them. Between Ron Reed and Gene Garber.
Ron Reed or Gene Garber?
But I don't think that Ron Reed. I was going to say Gene Garber. I was just starting to say I didn't think that Ron Reed ever led the Phillies in saves, but Gino may have, so that was my guess.
Gene Garber led the Phillies in saves in 77 with 19, and then 30 for the Braves at 82. So log back on to Phillies.com. Find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. Thanks for playing Dodge Stump the Fans. Juan Castro leads it off here in the bottom of the 7th. Castro had a big hit in the first game of this series, give the Phillies an insurance run, and he hits that one on the hands right to Prado at second. And there's 1 away. Well, Chris Medlin has allowed the RBI double to Jimmy Rollins and a 2-run home run by Ryan Howard, but he has really been as advertised tonight. He's been efficient with his pitches. He's shown a very good changeup, which the scouting report showed. And since the third, has really minimized the number of pitches he's thrown.
No, you can see why he's in the rotation. He's good. They have a tremendous rotation. Now you look at their rotation. Who's a weak link?
Right now, nobody. You could have said Kenshin Kawakami earlier.
Right. And that's a rhetorical question if there ever was one. There is one. You know the answer. And that's one of the reasons why they're going to be good the rest of the year. And their bullpen's outstanding. And they can steal some bases, and they can hit the ball in the ballpark, and they walk. So, you know, right now they're a very good team. We'll see if they can continue it.
Down low, 2-1 to Jimmy. The Phillies trail it by just 4 here in the bottom of the 7th. There's some time to do a little offensive magic. Jimmy rolled over on that one. Gloss had a tough time getting that ball, and then flipped it over to Medlin for the second out. It's kind of an awkward play.
Yeah, I think it had a lot of spin.
Well, now with 2 outs, here's Victorino.
He's kind of spinning like a top there when he gets to it. Right there, and it jumped up and hit him right on the heel of the glove. He almost kicked it because of the way it jumped. Goss is good over there. You know, the guy was a third baseman throughout his career, then had a lot of shoulder problems. He can't throw well enough to play third anymore. So he's playing first base, and, you know, very aggressive on that double play last inning. Even though Escobar made an amazing play to turn that thing with that throw he got.
Victorino hits it in the air to right field. Infante doesn't even venture back. That one is gone. A solo home run, and the Phillies are within 3 here in the 7th. And Bobby Cox wandering toward the stairs. That might be it for Medlin with Ibanez due up.
Got a couple left-handed hitters coming up now. He'll go out to the bullpen. You know, on a smoking hot night like this, you had to figure that both pitchers be tough to go deep into the game, and that's what's going to happen now.
So the Phillies make this a 3-run ball game. Medlin's night may be done as he allows that home run. Still a little life left to the Phil's offense. Let's see if it can continue. It'll have to against the Braves bullpen. We've got a pitching change here at Citizens Bank Park with the Braves on top 7-4. With 2 outs, Johnny Venters is the new pitcher for the Braves. 34th game. He's got good numbers, not only against lefties who are hitting just 178 against him, but right-handers too. Most of his appearances have come against left-handers. The Braves bullpen, the most wins in the league, the least losses in the league.
They use him a lot, and you know, he has 3 left-handers as Bobby Cox, with Wagner being a closer, but they mix and match really well. And, you know, you have lefty here, and then Moylan up for Worth.
Fastball for strike. And the way Venters throws, 94, 95.
They got a couple hits off him last night, 2 left-handed hitters.
Yep. Now Medlib was throwing 88, 89 from the right side, as you see Moylan. So the extra 5 or 6 miles an hour, it's going to seem like it's jumping at you.
Yeah, it's a left-hander, especially when you're a left-handed hitter. Shane Victorino hit one of those change-ups out. He got it up a little bit and he hit it hard and hit it out of the ballpark. And that was a cue right there for Bobby Cox to say that's enough.
1-2 the count to Ibanez, and it's low and in. 2-2. Raul's had a couple good at bats tonight because he's walked twice, but he's taken some tough pitches. And a pop-up right side that'll go into shallow right, but Prado, the second baseman, calls everybody off, and the side is retired. The Phillies do get a run back of the home run by Shane Victorino. It is hot here in Philadelphia. The Phillies are hoping their offense becomes hot as the game moves on. The official soft drink of the Phillies, and by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Oh, it is faith and family celebration night here at the ballpark. Great performances before the ball game and a great rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game just an inning ago here at Citizens Bank Park. Another sellout, 44,000 plus. And Nelson Figueroa, who did a nice job pitching a scoreless 7th inning, is going to be leaned on to try to pitch a scoreless 8th with Brian McCann leading it off. The Phillies down 3, trying to get back into this game, a game in which they led 3-1 until a 6-run 6 by Atlanta. McCann was right in the middle of it.
Bases clearing double, that really hurt. Hit that ball in the gap in left center field, cleared him. Has been the top offensive catcher in this league for a number of years now. He can really hit. He's pretty underrated as a catcher too. Pretty good two-way player, Brian McCann.
On the outside corner, he snuck a fastball right on by. 1 away here in the 8th. First strikeout for Figueroa. And it'll bring Matt Diaz to the plate.
Yeah, that pitch is out over the plate a little bit, and a screaming liner. Shane Victorino going back as fast as he can, but boy, that got out in a hurry.
First home run of the year for Diaz. And he hits another one right. This one down the line. Worth gives it a look, but it's back into the seats.
Diaz has been a good hitter against the Phillies over the years. A lot of balls hit hard to the right of second base.
And that's not to say he hasn't been good against everybody else, but there's certain teams the guys just show up better for.
Yep.
And the Phillies are one of those teams for Diaz. 329 lifetime hitter against the Phils coming in. He has 8 home runs now against them. That's a fair ball. Sardina picked it up before it spun foul. 2 outs. Two away. Ball had a lot of spin on it.
It was going to go foul. As you said, he knew he had a slow runner going down the line. Diaz did not run all that well, so he decided, hey, I'm going to pick it up and throw him out. And he didn't get out of the box.
Escobar is 0 for 3. He's flied to left, flied to right to Jason Worth, and he's grounded back to the pitcher. And he's swinging at the first pitch, and he pops it foul. Braves with 7 runs on 9 hits. They've hit 3 homers. Phillies with 4 runs on 7 hits. Good curve. 0-2.
About Nelson, he comes in, he like any pitchers, good nights, bad nights, but he'll come in and throw strikes with all kinds of different pitches, arm angles. He's the ultimate short guy, or a long man out of your bullpen, and they were saving him last night in case that game went longer because he could give him innings. He amazes me too because he doesn't pitch for a long time.
I was thinking
all of a sudden
thing.
He comes in, he throws strikes, and he doesn't throw the ball down the middle of the plate either. We say that now, he will, but he really does. He keeps it off the barrel of the bat and competes, and it's not like he's out there, pitching a lot.
Well, today's July 7th. His last appearance was June 26th. Escobar lifts it to left. Ibanez has room at the track. And he makes the catch. Side is retired in order here at the top of the 8th. 2 scoreless innings for Nelson Figueroa. That sets up the bottom of the 8th here at Citizens Bank Park. Ryan Howard, Jason Worth, and Greg Dobbs. Hey, if you haven't seen it yet, The Phillies, an extraordinary tradition. It's a hardcover coffee table book. It's outstanding. It's the definitive pictorial history of the Phils, featuring over 400 photos. You can get it by calling 877-GO-PHILS or here at the Majestic Clubhouse store or online at the fans section at Phillies.com. Last of the 8th, Phillies down 3. Johnny Venter's on to face Ryan Howard. Gregor Blanco is the new center fielder for the Braves. And a swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Omar Infante hanging out deep in right field.
Yeah, they moved Melky Cabrera over to left, and then they strengthened their defense this way with a 3-run lead. There's Cabrera in left field now.
1-2 the count to Howard.
I'm going to think that Venters is going to be out there because Dobbs represent the potential tying run if two hitters get on.
Saito's ready if they need it.
Yeah, exactly. So they have the right-hander ready if they want to go that route. But the tying run would be Dobbs if Howard and Worth can get on.
A roller foul, and it remains 1-2.
And we'll see if that's the way Bobby Cox is thinking.
There is Bobby. Second among active managers in victories behind Tony La Russa. He's off a breaking ball, and it's 2-2. Ryan hit an opposite field home run back in the 5th. Cody Ransom's lingering around the bat rack. He might pinch hit for Greg Dobbs.
Right, and that's why Saito's out there.
Inside, 3-2. There is Saito, who pitched last night. Opposite way for Ryan. A liner, and Cabrera, boy, he lost that, found it, lost it again, and makes the catch.
Yeah, it was right in the lights. A tremendous play. And how about that positioning? If he's not right there, he's not going to catch that ball as hard as it was hit. It was right at him and right in the lights. Here it is. Ryan hits this thing. It's a BB, and look at him fighting it. Fighting it. Come out of the lights, please. And it did right at the end. And he knew that was the last ball he wanted to see hit him in the face.
All right, now Roger McDowell is out to the mound, and he's going to make the pitching change.
I don't know.
Benners.
You know when you don't know?
You don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. Bobby Cox was out there earlier making a pitching change. He decided to stay in the dugout. Roger McDowell makes a cameo here in the bottom of the 8th. Well, they want to do a little victory dance here at Citizens Bank Park. Phillies trail it by 3 in the bottom of the 8th with one man down. Going to need to get some base runners in order to get that victory dance rolling. Takashi Saito is the new pitcher, 33rd game, 1-3, an earned run average of 3.45. He's the setup guy for Billy Wagner, and he's been a good one. He and Peter Moylan both for Bobby Cox this season. He's on to face Jason Worth. Time now for our Home Depot defensive play of the game. And there was a real sharp double play that the Braves turned earlier.
Yeah, Troy Gloss pounces on this and fires the second. Look at the play by Escobar. He has to reach, get the bag, fire back to first. That's an outstanding 3-6. Was it 3?
3-6
double play.
Home Depot doing more on defense. Jason Worth is the batter. Jason's 0 for 2 with a walk. Or excuse me, with a hit by pitch. I really want to give him a walk on that. It's the second time I said it. He was hit in the first.
Yeah. Just grazed. Grazed his uniform a little bit.
1-2 the count. See Saito's numbers against the Phillies. This is the 11th game when he was pitching for the Dodgers, and the Phillies were out in Los Angeles for one particular series that was back in 2008. He was dealing. I mean, it was really firing. The ball was moving every which way. In fact, that year he finished with only 18 saves. The year before he had 39 saves.
He used his curveball a lot more back then. Now he looks like he's more of a sinker ball guy.
Way outside, 1-2. Came over from Japan in 2006. In Japan, he split time as a starter and a reliever, and also mixed in some chances to close. One roll towards shortstop. Escobar throws out Jason for the second out. And 2 away here in the 8th. Well, nobody loosening up in the pen for the Braves, so this rest of this inning is Saito setting it up for Billy Wagner in the 9th. Dobbs has a hit and 3 at bats. He's grounded to short. He's also popped to third. It's been that kind of night. It's been that kind of month right now for the Phils. Off the hands. That'll drop in front of Cabrera. A base hit for Dobbs keeps the inning alive. And pinch hitter Ross Claude will finally get a chance to bat. Claude had been on deck back in the 6th, but wasn't used. So the Phillies now have used Juan Castro and Claude. So Nelson Figueroa has given the Phillies a chance here in the 8th inning with 2 scoreless innings out of the pen. David Herndon is loosening up now. Rich Doobie was just talking to Brad Lidge in the pen. Claude takes a fastball for strike 1.
Now official that Brian Schneider can play because Ben Francisco's out there to hit for Sardina if the inning continues.
That's a roller that might sneak through. It does. It's to right center field. Dobbs continues on the 3rd, and the Phillies have runners on 1st and 3rd with 2 outs. Now the Phillies have the lowest batting average off the bench this year, but Ross Claude just came up with a big hit there to keep this inning alive and bring Ben Francisco to the plate as the tying run.
Yeah, they were really playing Ross to pull there, and he rolled that thing to the right of Prado. No shot. Good job by Claude. Keep the inning alive. See where the defense is. You see he's way over there, and now the ball comes into that area. And the play got to pull by that much, and he rolls it into that area, and Dobbs, gets to third base. That's good. Makes it easy to score him.
So runners up 1st and 3rd. Francisco, good career numbers in limited at bats against the Braves. Came up last night with a runner at 3rd and popped out to shallow center. Here he's got 2 outs and he's looking to drive a ball. Another run across the plate. And a fastball for strike 1. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-2. That's a slider from Saito. Well, he takes a long time to deliver the pitch to the plate. Ben's getting set so early.
He's trying to keep everything away from Ben Francisco because, they know he can pull and hit the ball of the ballpark. He is a dead pull hitter, and they're trying to make him hurt them the other way if he does.
Dobbs leads off third.
See McCann may slide out there again.
McCann is off, or excuse me, Glode's off first.
There he goes.
In the dirt, nice play by McCann. 2-2.
Very surprised if they give him anything middle in there.
On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Nationals now lead the Padres 7-5. The Padres have crept closer, but Adam Dunn keeps giving the Nationals more of a cushion.
3 bombs tonight, huh?
Two and two the count to Francisco here in the bottom of the 8th. Now Saito asks for time. Brad Lidge is warming in the pen for the Phillies. Stays alive. He got a fastball out over the plate, but it was just a half inch, an inch too far outside for Francisco, but he still fouled it off.
And they would have talked it over now, McCann and Saito. It's just, if he throws anything middle into him here, it's a mistake. They look like they're on the same page. Now, whether they want to go fastball or sinker, fastball or slider, it's hard to say. But everything's away so far. And Ben he pulls. That's what he is, a pull hitter.
Roger McDowell, the pitching coach for the Braves, looking on. He's had a good bullpen this year. Phillies are hoping to make that bullpen crack a little bit.
They decided to go slider then. It was away. And you see Francisco pull.
There was a time when he was with the Dodgers early on that all he would throw was breaking ball slider, curveball slider.
Yeah.
And it was nasty.
Yeah, whether because of the arm problems or not, but you watch, he throws a lot more fastballs now and sliders.
So the runners lead off with the infield back with 2 away. Back toward the middle. Will it sneak through? It does. Into center field. Dobbs will score. Glode stops at second. It's a 2-run game.
Well, we kept talking about how they're playing him to pull. They have to, because Ben is a pull hitter. Even though the guy was pitching him away, they play percentage playing him to pull. So when he hit that number up the middle, it was a great at bat off a tough pitcher. He made contact. He didn't hit it hard, but he didn't have to, because the middle is wide open. There it is, another fastball away, and Escobar not even come into your picture until the ball is way past him in the center field, because he was playing to pull so much.
Fans are hoping this comeback will continue as Roger McDowell's coming out to the mound for the Braves. Phillies last year lived the entire season as the best come-from-behind team in the National League. Maybe they could dip into a little of that 2009 magic. Eric O'Flaherty has started to loosen. Rich Doobie is making sure that he's got everything set in the bullpen for the Phils. Lidge had been throwing.
And he will again.
Phillies have won 8 games this year in their final at bat. Well, they're trying to draw closer and bring Brad Lidge into a save situation if they can.
Well, they've done a nice job here with single, single, single.
Runners on first and second. Braves outfield not too deep as Castro is up.
Yeah, he hits a lot of balls to right and right center. So you pitch him away, that's perfect for him.
He's 0 for 1. A swing and a miss.
He's just the opposite of Ben Francisco. He swings, kind of drags the bat through and is an opposite field hitter. His strength. Castro the ball away. He's not going to pitch him in either. He's not going to take any chances. It's amazing to watch this. How you could eliminate half the home plate right now.
Opposite way, that's going to flare foul, and it remains 0-2. Castro's taking a look at the bat to see if it's cracked or not. Load off and running on contact, goes back to second. Francisco back to first.
And McCann's fun to watch because even though I think everybody knows everything's going to be away, he takes a long time to set up away. So he doesn't give away location in case, just in case that runner at second has the ability to relay location. He's very late in shifting.
Watching the feet of Castro, then he lays down the signs.
And watch how late he shifts. Stays in his crouch, stays in his crouch, and now here he goes. Real good job by catcher not to give away location early.
When McCann came up, it was Jared Saltalamacchia that the Braves fans thought would be their everyday catcher for a long time. He was ahead of McCann, and then McCann jumped right over him and hasn't looked back.
Guy's agonizing a little bit right now. That's what happens in the late innings sometimes.
Rally caps along with rally sunglasses.
Upside down sunglasses. Huh?
1-2 the count to Castro.
Is this guy committed to the outside part of the plate? Wow. And you know what? I think he's doing the right thing. See if they can hurt him with it. And he hasn't even sniffed a pitch inside of these guys.
Outside again. The 2-2 pitch. Pop up. Shallow center. Prado, the second baseman, is there. And the side is retired. The Phillies do get one more. 3 hits. They leave 2. He'll breathe a little more sigh of relief. Phillies fans are open for one last chance as we go to the 9th. 80 World Championship. Well, Thursday, July 29th is 1980s Retro Night here at the ballpark when the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Phils finish up a 3-game series. You can get tickets to all 3 of those ball games, including the 80s Retro Night. Go into Phillies.com and make your purchase today. Top of the 9th inning, Brian Schneider in the game in place of Dane Sardina. First action for Brian since last week in Pittsburgh. Jose Contreras is the new pitcher. So he'll take over. 32nd game. He's trying to keep this at a 2-run deficit for the Phils as they trail at 7-5. And Jose will face Melky Cabrera and then a pinch hitter. Looks like it's going to be Eric Hinsky before he goes back to the top of the order. Phillies have gotten scoreless work out of their bullpen tonight. There's Hinsky. And they're hoping it will continue tonight. I would assume that Schneider's going to bat 8th, since Jimmy Rollins will lead it off. And as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning, we'll let you know what the...
Well, the pitcher spot was 7th, and the catcher, and I was almost thinking they might... I think Schneider would bat 8th because you would have Ransom available possibly in that spot if you got that far with Wagner, so you'd have a right-handed hitter.
And they are straight up.
That would be the way they probably think about going.
1-1 the count to Cabrera. Cabrera is 1 for 3 tonight. And he slices it foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Low, and it's 2-2. Contreras has struggled lately. In fact, he allowed 2 hits in 2/3 of an inning in last night's ball game against the Braves.
Well, they really need him to keep it right where it is. Billy Wagner's tough enough, but coming back again tonight, and tonight with a 2-run lead as opposed to a 3-run lead last night.
Here's Billy. Charlie knows that Jose has struggled 8 earned runs his last 9 2/3.
Yeah, that's why you need to keep it right the way it is.
And the 3-2. That's a foul ball and remains full. No downtime tomorrow. The Phillies will welcome in the Reds, who won tonight over the Mets 3-1. It'll be a 4-game series between the Phillies and the Reds before the All-Star break. And a pop-up over to the third base side. Dobbs will give it a look, so will Schneider. And it remains full 3-2. Well, this game will encore tonight at 10:30 on the Comcast Network, and again at 1:30 a.m. right here on Comcast Sportsnet. And speaking of the Reds, Phillies coverage on Comcast Sportsnet continues tomorrow against Cincinnati. Coverage begins with Phillies pregame live at 6:30 right here on Comcast Sportsnet.
And they went into New York and won 2 out of 3 from the Mets in a ballpark where the Mets haven't lost a lot this year.
That one's off the end of the bat. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Victorino will cut it off. It's the alleyway. Cabrera's going to try for 2. Here's the throw by Shane on 1 hop, not in time. And a leadoff double, the second double of the night for Melky Cabrera.
He really hustled out of the box too. He ran that into a double. Shane had to take one little extra step to get to it, and then by the time he could come across his body and throw, Cabrera beat it. Here it is. He reaches out. It's a pretty good pitch. Now watch as he's trying to get this right there. He's going to take another little step. Makes a strong throw, but Cabrera did a great job coming hard out of the box.
Hinsky had a 2-run home run last night. Kind of iced that game for Atlanta. And he's swinging at the first pitch and he fouls it back.
Well, that's a good move by Hinsky there, because what he's trying to do is pull. And he figures he's going to get a fastball. And hopefully he wanted a middle in to pull and get him over to get Cabrera to third. The Phillies are going to have to bring the infield in.
Yeah, the top of the order is on the horizon for Atlanta. They've done some damage tonight. Prado and Omar Infante.
Here's where the splitter was so effective for Contreras at times this year with left-handed hitters. Get ahead of them and then throw a splitter and strike them out.
Here's Hinsky, the 11th inning last night. We said he iced this game for the Braves.
And Mike Zagorski got a slider up out over the plate a little bit and hit it out of the ballpark.
And the Braves went on to win the ball game 6-3 in 11.
They went up with a fastball there. See if they go down now.
Swing and a miss, they do.
That was it. That's a great pitch and a real good job by Snyder and Contreras there to get his eyes up on a high fastball and then go back down, throw split.
One gone now in the ninth. Here's that pitch.
You see him, Brian imploring him, get it down, and they did. They got to pay attention to Cabrera now.
Yeah, with the right-hander up, Martin Prado, it sort of shields Brian Schneider.
Right, and he didn't get him over. And, you don't get him over, then all of a sudden, if a guy can run a little bit, he's going to go if you don't pay attention to him.
Prado off the end of the bat. Little looper behind Ryan Howard. Castro is out, makes the catch, 2 away.
Pretty good breaking ball there. Prado swinging first ball fastball.
It's a 2-run lead for the Braves near the top of the ninth. And Jose Contreras needs to get one more batter. It's Omar Infante, and give the top of the order a chance when we come back in the bottom of the ninth. See what Infante's done tonight. 1 infield single, 1 single to right, and it's 0-1.
Using the slider effectively.
Infante's career numbers against Contreras. Toward the left side. Going to be a tough play for Jimmy. Backhands and fires in time to get Infante. Can't fool Jimmy Rollins twice. Omar Infante beat out an infield single his couple of times ago during the course of this ball game. We come back at the bottom of the ninth. One last chance for the Phils. The top of the order, Jimmy Rollins, Shane Victorino, and Raul Ibanez. And looks ahead to the second half. The Flyers prospects hit the ice for the first time, and D. Lynham reports of the Sixers from the NBA Summer League. Get all the news Philly fans need to know on Toyota Sports Night after the game on Comcast Sportsnet. Billy Wagner, 36th game, 5-0, 18 saves. 53 Ks in 34 and a third. And the Phillies are hoping to get to their former teammate. If they could, this would be a huge win. They trail it by 2. Wagner saved last night's ball game. Here's Jimmy Rollins leading it off, batting right-handed. Jimmy has a couple doubles tonight and an RBI. And he lays off a fastball for a strike, and it's 0-1. 0 for 10 lifetime against Billy. In the air to left field. Pretty well hit. Cabrera going back. Doesn't have enough. He's at the wall. He jumps and he makes the catch. Got that just toward the end of the bat. Thought maybe it would carry out. One away.
And hit it to a deep part of the ballpark, too. Billy Wagner will supply the power. Down on the end of the bat a little bit. It's funny, you watch Jimmy there. He didn't think it was hit. It was going to go, and yet it went further. Well, Cabrera didn't get to the wall. That's why it looked a little further than it was. He never did get there. And right in front of the wall makes the play.
One down. Here's Victorino.
But Rollins knew he didn't get it.
Shane 3 for 9 against Wagner in his career. The series began. The Braves had a 5-game lead in the division. Tonight began with the Braves having a 5-game lead in the division. The Mets have lost, and the Braves lead this one by 2 here in the 9th. 1-1 the count to Victorino.
It's a big game for Atlanta.
Chipper Jones and the Braves said they just need to tread water in this series against the Phils and the Mets before they return home. Right now they're doing a little bit more than treading water.
Victorino thought that pitch was inside. Phillies, trying to spoil that for the Braves, because nothing like having an off day. After your 2 main chasers lose. Continue to guard the line.
Trying to hold his swing. Did he go? No, says Mike DeMuro. It's 2-2.
What makes Billy Wagner so tough with that slider, and he started to use it a lot more later years, because the hitter is just so committed to getting after that fastball. He'll throw that slider, and he gets a lot of check swings on it.
Well, he thought he had Victorino there. He was looking down at Mike DeMuro.
It was a perfect time to throw that slider.
Throws it again. This time Shane goes around. McCann applies the tag. 2 outs. And now the Phillies down to their final out in this 3-game series.
He backed up sliders. He almost got him on the first one. Then he comes back with it again in the dirt. Can't hold up that time. Just so geared into trying to hit that hard fastball of Wagner's. That's a great pitch for him, that slider.
Now with 2 outs, here's Ibanez. 0 for 2 with 2 walks. And the slider low, 1-0.
He's going to do everything he can right now to get Ryan Howard up there.
Yeah, the Phillies need 1 base runner to bring the tying run to the plate. Two 2-0.
Threw him a breaking ball. Boy, this is he's really going to get a fastball here. Now, whether or not he's going to take her now, we'll see. Because Wagner doesn't want to go 3-0, then maybe walk him and have Howard come up. He looked like he was taking it. That's almost a guaranteed fastball there.
Swing and a miss. 2-2. 94 on that fastball.
I think it's hard to say whether he throws slider now. It's unlikely. I mean, you may have seen the last slider. He's going to get after him with fastball. Never know with Billy Wagner, though. He's not a conventional thinker in any way.
Goes with the fastball, and he takes it for a called strike 3. And the Atlanta Braves have come into Philadelphia, and what a statement they have laid down against the Phillies. They take 2 of 3, and Bobby Cox's squad will head to New York. 6 games up in the National League East, and for the Phillies, it's the first time that they are 6 games or more behind the division leader since September of 2007. At that point, they were 6.5 games out. And we all know how that finished up. The Phillies wound up winning the division, but the Atlanta Braves take 2 of 3. And Bobby Cox's team leads the Phillies by 6 and the New York Mets by 3. Well, our Chevrolet player of the game is Martin Prado.
Guy who's going to represent the National League as the all-star second baseman with Chase Utley not able to play, and the guy is most deserving to replace that, that's for sure. And he had a big game. 3 for 5 with 2 homers, including a leadoff home run. Our WB Mason delivers of the game when they broke it open here in the 6th inning. Prado had led off the game with a home run. Then with nobody on base and 1 out, a 3-2 pitch hit that one out. That got them within a run. Bases loaded for Brian McCann. Shoots the ball in the gap in left center field right off the Southwest Airlines sign. That scored 3 runs. And then here comes Matt Diaz. Hadn't hit a home run all year. Hits a line drive home run to center field. 6 runs in that inning, and that put it away for all intents and purposes for the Braves. Those are our WB Mason deliveries of the game.